what's going on? So this video there's a lot of titles that I could have titled this one. This is all a result of SmolShamer dropping me a comment. Thank you, SmolShamer, saying that because of Dark Domain faction, what deck should I play? Obviously, Blooming Dash Blade Dancer, because anytime a Dark Domain unit, which is basically all of the toxic units, anytime a dark unit comes into play, you get 40 mana. So it's a Harlequin, a Shaman, a Mime, a Sea Dog, a Frost, just like literally that entire deck. You get mana every single time it comes in, so you would just use that deck, Shaman the other person, and they die, right? Blooming Dash Blade Dancer is very specifically designed to not care about that at all. That is its entire, like, reason for existing, and it was my easiest matchup. And so I did it. And so, the first game I jumped into is this crap. It's Necromancer, Summoner, Mime, Robot, Harlequin, Shaman. He has 4,800 crit. Necromancer, he has a Pocket Curse. Just all the things. Just all the things. Counterspell, also stuns. All the things. And spoiler alert, obviously, I definitely beat it. Not even, I mean, it was kind of difficult, but it is my favorite matchup. And of equivalent crit, this was like a reasonably equal match. I mean, all things considered, like, he has like a max robot, you know, like, just, it's an equivalent match. It's as equivalent as you can be. So part of me, this is like a Dark Domain faction bonus, you know, like, how do you combat that kind of, like, even if you're not going to play a Dark Domain deck, because, like, obviously I don't know why it didn't occur to me that that's what would happen. I just saw Dark Domain and I was like, I don't really play Dark Domain, so I'm not gonna care about this, and I'm just gonna play whatever deck. And you can look at it that way, but as SmolShamer has, like, brilliantly stated, why don't you combat that meta by assuming that most people would probably play a toxic deck by playing Blooming Dash Blade Dancer. I was obviously going to just play Spirit Master. This is my worst matchup. I would just immediately lose with Spirit Master. So, part of me is that's one part of this conversation and like why I wanted to specifically post this video. I do have a couple of other ones that I could have also titled this video, so I will just go into them. As I was playing this game, this video was almost going to be titled, this video ends when I draw a Knight statue. Because I don't draw a Knight statue, to the point where I thought that I forgot to put it in. It's insanity how much, like, merging and, what's it called, like, summoning in that I do before I find one Knight statue. I just wanted to put the one Knight statue right in the center, on the weakness tile. That's usually what I end up doing whenever they give me weakness tiles. I pretty much, like, look at the weakness tiles and see how many, growth tiles that I can obtain. And whatever the maximum number is, I usually put the Knight statue right there, and then I call it a day. And then the other thing, so, you know, keep out for, or keep your eye out for that, that one Knight statue that I draw. This is why sometimes, like, Sharpened Spear is, like, the hardest thing to build stacks on. And when I play Spirit Master, I've thought about, like, putting, Knight statue with Sharpened Spear into that deck, but sometimes you just don't draw a Knight statue. And, like, Sharpened Spear is specifically designed, to, like, you get stacks whenever you draw a Knight statue, and if you just can't draw a Knight statue, you don't get stacks. Whereas Covenant of Veteran, all you have to do is just merge next to it, and it's not even merge, per se, because you can also combine Dryads, and that also counts as, giving it a stack. So, like, Covenant of Veteran is just easier to stack. Specifically with this deck, though, but I have to run Sharpened Spear. It's just easier with Bloom and Dash. But anyway, the other thing that I was going to title this was, is Robot good with talents? I did a live stream, and I stated in my live stream when somebody asked me the question, is Robot good with talents? Or I think he said, Robot is bad with talents, question mark. Or he said something to that effect, or Robot good with talents, question mark. And I stated, Robot is, wait, Robot is good with talents. Or Robot good, I think he said Robot is good without talents. Like, yeah, that's what his question was. I think he said Robot good without talents, question mark. And I said, Robot with talents is still bad. You're not getting Robot because it's strong. And I know that sounds counterintuitive, but you're not getting Robot because it is a DPS unit. You are getting Robot because it is the best. It's not even like the best toxic DPS unit, because I almost want to say that that's Minotaur. Because Minotaur does the exact same thing that a Robot would do. But it does percentage damage. And there are decks that are very specifically designed to be... Maybe because it's a merge card, and it works really... No, Minotaur is also a merge card. Because you also want to merge that, but it's also good if you leave it on the field because you have a high level. You would play it the exact same way that you would play a Robot. And I think it's better because it has percentage damage. I think it'll go further because it has percentage damage. What an interesting thing that I've just figured out while making this video. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't think Robot has a place. I don't think Robot... So, back to this gameplay. I didn't think that I needed to do anything above, like, level 3 Blade Dancers. I think level 3 Blade Dancers at my crit level and my, and using Growth Tile and using my gadget and using my Night Statue and everything, I was pretty sure that level 3 would beat any kind of Robot. This guy, he tries really hard. And again, like, Shaman is just... or Bloom and Dash Blade Dancer is just very well equipped to deal with Shaman. The only reason why I was even kind of fumbling was because of the lockout that Necromancer has. The like everything on the outside lockout that Necromancer has. Most people play Snowflake, and there's obviously like no. It's just probably the worst version of what he's trying to do. Like, this is the best version of what he's trying to do, because Necromancer locks out much more of your deck, or of your cards. But the thing about the lockout is, even though you can't touch, right there, you can rewind right there, even though you can't move the Blade Dancer, you can move the Portal Keeper to the place, and it'll still move it. So even though you couldn't move the Blade Dancer to the Portal Keeper because it's locked, you could move the Portal Keeper to the Blade Dancer, and then save it. So even in this, like, there is a way to save it, and Snowflake, you can't do anything. Like, if you get Snowflaked and then they Shaman that thing, that's frozen, it just dies. It's like, you can't do anything about it. But even with Necromancer, even though it locks out more things, I'm still able to, like, Portal Keeper it away. But anyway, I was pretty sure that I didn't have to overcommit with this deck. Normally, what I try to do with Bloom and Dash Blade Dancer is I try to get to 5. I try to get to level 5s, and I didn't even attempt to do that. I was just like, you know what? I'm satisfied with just getting a bunch of 3s. That'll probably be enough power to defeat Robot, and it completely was. Robot, you're not getting as a DPS unit, you are getting it as a toxic unit. The fact that it comes in and it stuns, or the fact that it comes in and stuns, or when you merge it, it also stuns, that is why you're using it. And that's pretty much the only reason. It doesn't do anything beyond that. It doesn't have the best power, as you'll see. Because the idea is that as the game progresses, you should be getting more powerful. But if the shamans aren't working, and if they're not 2-for-1ing you, like him summoning in 2 things and then, you know, merging those, and then you go down a unit or go down a level on one of your units or one of your summon-ins, if he's not advancing his board like that, where you're definitely much weaker than what his board state is, if he can't shaman you and if it doesn't work, then he just dies. It's the same thing with like Robot Clock. If the clock isn't slowing you down, like if you're playing a Banshee deck and he's playing Robot Clock, you're probably going to win. You're probably going to win for a lot of reasons, but you're probably going to win because the clocks don't do anything with Banshee. And in the case of this is Robot Shaman's like worst matchup. It's just Blooming Dash Blade Dancer. Being able to negate almost every Shaman hit is, you can rewatch this video and see how many Shaman hits I don't get hit with. And every single time I don't get hit with a Shaman, he had to summon in 2 units just to get that. I mean, like, you can take into account, like, the Summoner, but, like, even that, it's giving him somewhat of a bonus, and even if he gets full value out of the Summoner, and he's just 1-for-1ing, in the sense that, like, he summoned in, or he merged 2 Summoners and got 2 Shamans, and then just used that, it's still a negative for him, because it's not doing anything. What it essentially becomes is a dead card. It's just every time he gets a Shaman, it's not doing anything for him. So he could have replaced that with literally anything else, like a Trapper or something, and that would do more for him in this specific match. But it's not. And so I don't even think Robot is good with talents, let alone without talents, for this exact reason. Like, he has, like, reasonably high-level robots. He has 59 merges. He has a Necromancer deck. That's a level 15 Necromancer. And I'm not saying that Robot isn't good at all, but I'm saying that if you want to invest in Robot, you're not actually investing in a DPS unit. You're investing in a better DPS, or you're investing in a better DPS unit for this specific deck. A toxic DPS unit. But just understand that Robot as a DPS unit is not great. It's just the best version. And it's not even, it might not even be, ironically, it might not even be the best version for this deck, which might be why you see a lot of Minotaur Frost variants of a Necromancer Shaman deck. But yeah, if you can't join Dark Domain, sometimes you gotta just beat them.